Hawaiians were dependent upon their resources, and they were relying upon them. And I try to look at today in that same way. In my anthropology class, we were taught that we were products of our environment. And what is that environment that we see today?
Tourism.
So one thing that I try to think about is how can we be more like-minded to how it was in those times? And as we began to Malamaina, one of the most important things came to my mind was true kilo aina. This is the way we Malamaina. Through being there day after day, time after time, we see how the aina works. We become familiar. We become familiar to the aina. One day you go into the ocean, you see Limu for the first time, you go in there again, you recognize it, and that's what becoming familiar is all about. But not just generalizing it all together, understanding that each space has its own. When I talk to my aunties and uncles in these areas, they'll tell me things like, oh, why Wally? Oh yeah, that's where everybody used to go forget the lolly. Or that's where we used to get this type of limu lipo. People would come all over from Maui to gather limu lipo over there. And so we think in our head, how come not just anywhere? How come they come to this space for limu lipo? How come they come to this place for lolly? And what it tells me is that every space is unique, and it should never be generalized. And what we're doing in Waihoika is finding all those pieces. Yeah. We first went there trying to think, oh, it's going to plant this, this is all shoreline plants, we're going to plant this here, just make them on native. But then we started to realize through time, nah, that's not what Waihoika like. Waihoika like Ualoa. Waihoika like Akulikuli. Waihoika like Hipukai. Waihoika like Kaluha. Waihoika like Ai. Because those are the things that Waihoika continually show us. Even though we're quick to plant things in front of it and just kind of not pay attention. Through the years, we decided to pay attention. We allowed Waihoika to really show us what Waihoika is. And through time, we've noticed, we've had a lot of people come through there and tell us, oh, Coco, this is so different from how we saw it the last time. The last time was all mangrove, kiave, flea bane. Now, you come over there, you look at the same Tuivaiti, you can see the aina recreating itself. Yeah, we was helping, but I tell you straight, the aina did the majority of the work. All we did was support it and pay attention. The other aspect too that we learned was the politics of it all too. We know that in Kulakai, we get issues when it comes to flooding. We get issues when it comes to erosion, things like that. And by us recreating these wetlands, by us showing how our island can do the work, we can start to work with some of our engineers to say, you know what, take that water out of the Tuivaiti, put them into our island. We get the ai, we get the akulikuli, we get the kipukai, we get the sedges. These things were made to clean the water. You guys continue to put it into the Tuivaiti and then push it right out into the ocean. All that can continue to damage our ocean, our reefs. So it's giving us the opportunity to show a template that works, which is really important. The last part of it too is the loina, is bringing Kanaka and Aina together. A lot of times they always treat these areas as preserves or bird sanctuaries where they close them off and Kanaka gotta stand on the outside and Aina could stand on the inside. But the aspect of loina brings the two together. And the one thing that is important to me is through loina will we understand the real value of our aina. Right? Understand what a Tuivaiti is. What grows in the Tuivaiti? What comes out of the Tuivaiti? In our Tuivaiti, we get opu. A lot of people don't even know that. The this is open key now. You know what I mean? When I told people we have open key, I was like, what? And we could have Opie there too. You know? These are the things that we're trying to figure out. But you know, we understand our relationship to these things, right? We give our community a chance to understand their relationship to the ocean. And then coming back to that again, what does it mean to be an islander? A lot of the students that we've worked with have never thrown a pole, have never thrown a net. They're from here, which is an ocean city, an ocean area, but they have no connection to the ocean. So what does it mean to be an islander? It means that we survived, and we knew our environment around us. It wasn't what we think we see, all these hotels and condos and everything like that, because you pull all that away and what you get. You get the only light everybody been trying to trash in. You get the screens that are trying to reveal themselves. All of our native and endemic plants that are the resilience. And then, okay, now I understand what the Mo'oleno talks about. Kulani Hakoi talks about this river in the sky. But deeper, Kulani Hakoi talks about resilience. Talks about A'ua mai la'ua, kupu mai la kupu, aliko mai la liko. The growth of a plant. And how those plants continuously come to life. You know, there are 1,000 seeds in the sedges that we have. These sedges were made to be the seed bank. And so we gotta pay attention to those things, because these plants have been enduring for millions of years. They know what to do. Our job, we continue to learn, we continue to advocate for these things because they're so important. And so, you know, it all comes back to that again. What does it mean to be an islander? Land management. How do we get our communities involved? You know, there's so many other entities on the outside trying to come into our island, come into our Waipan, our moku, our areas. They want to take the funding. They want to restore our wetlands. But if our own communities don't see the value in what we have, then who can be around for the next 20 years, and 30 years after that? Our communities, when you think about what it means to be an islander, that means our communities, our village, needs to be the ones who understand what a mulivai is, what is kaluha, what is akiaki, what is kipukai, what are their functions? Then we want on our own right now. So that's the main thing that we're trying to do right now. We're trying to bring these three worlds together. You know, we're trying to slowly work with some of our engineers to bring some of that stormwater into the wetlands. We're trying to get our communities involved. We want them to know that this is your backyard, you know what I mean? This is all of our backyard. And it may not be the beautiful rivers of Wailuku or like that, or Eel Valley, but where there's water, there's life, you know? And our mulivais, our kids surrounded with mulivai. There's spring all around us. Where there's water, there's life, there's opportunity. So we gotta think about that. Basically, sorry, I have to say it. Sorry.